What up? It's 929 WDUP, New London's home of timeless hip hop and R&B. It's your boy Mike Mitch Ill. We got a special guest checking in. We have Gemma Fassie in the building. What's going on? How you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for checking in so late. You're on the other side of the globe right now. But
Yeah,
and
super late.
I want to publicly apologize. Like, yo, we tried to do a flyer. And AI had it, gave a mad makeup, made it look like Latoya Luckett or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we had to get that right, you know
that
what I mean?
was cool. It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, but Gemma Fossey, she's a big deal out here for all our listeners out here in Connecticut and states and everything like that. Give a quick like rundown of your background, real quick.
So I am a R&B Afro pop artist all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. I started making music when I was, well, probably 13 years old.
Mhm.
And since then, I've just been venturing into different genres and also just performing on different stages. I recently moved to a city named Johannesburg, and that's where the music scene is absolutely popping. So, yeah, that's basically me.
Okay, so yo, do I got this right? This is like your first interview on the radio in the States in America.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it
All
really is.
right, let's go, y'all. Bomb on that. All right, no doubt. Have you ever been to the States? Have you been over here? Did you do any shows or any plans to do so?
I have not been, and it feels so far away. I'm like right at the bottom, and USA is right over there. So maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Okay, no doubt. But let's talk about like where you go to actually perform, like back home. You know what I'm saying? Like any tours, like talk about some of your biggest shows you've had.
Well, I think early on in my career, I was very like into like doing open mics and live performances, like cover bands and corporate gigs. So I would definitely say that performing at like the Grand West Arena and Artscape Baxter Theatre, those places are really like renowned places to perform at in Cape Town. And also I did a little like side quest where I was doing like theater in Europe, where I was
Mm,
performing like on an island, doing like different shows at like different hotels. So that was quite interesting. Yeah.
okay. So you have an EP. That's how we gonna play the whole EP in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. You know what I'm saying? So I messed up on the
Yes,
fly. I play
sir.
the whole joint, but you know what I mean. It's a good thing because it's fire. You know what I'm saying? You gonna like a lot of them records.
Thank
We gonna
you.
play them over
Thank
here.
you so much.
Talk about the project itself. Talk about the EP, Island 22.
Island 22, wow. I think I first have to start off with the name because I know it might sound very random, like Island 22, like what are you trying to do? But
Mm,
Island 22 for me is all about like creating my own world around me, I think sonically. Because there's such a big mixture of like R&B and Afro pop on the EP, and I just thought that creating my own world where I feel safe to express my feelings, as we all know that music is literally like our gateway to like express how we feel and to let people connect with us through our own vulnerabilities. So that's Island 22. The EP started off as just being like, okay, let me just drop singles like What You Want and September were just singles that I had. And then after a while, as I kept on creating all the other songs like Hold On, um, My Place, and wow.
yeah.
Hmm.
Hey.
Yes, I know more. I know more. There we go. Those songs just came as the project went along. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Hey, speaking of that, What You Want record, that's my favorite record from what I heard. I had that on repeat before we got
Okay,
this
there's
music going. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Hey, I
my
talk
good
about it because
too.
like currently, I guess like that's your number one streaming record in the US and in other countries as well.
hmm
Speak on that.
In US, I'm surprised. Like for me, I really thought that the song would catch waves more in South Africa because obviously there aren't that many R&B acts in South Africa because it's mainly like I'm a piano, like
Mhm.
Afro pop. But surprisingly, America caught on to What You Want very like very early on in the release. Um, and I'm quite happy because that's my favorite song. That was the first song where I was like, you know what, let me try like fully R&B, like Kehlani,
Mm.
Chris Brown, Brandy type layering of vocal arrangements. So that was my experiment track, and I'm happy that the US caught on because that's exactly where I need to go.
Yeah. Nah, that record's fire for real. You gonna hear a
Thank
lot of that over
you.
here on 929. And I watched the video. The video's dope. And what's kind of dope, you don't see that too often. You had like ending credits like it was a movie on the video. I thought that was kind
Hey
of
yo, the director said put me in. I want to be there.
It's dope though. You know what I'm saying? That's my joint. Y'all gonna hear that. You know what I mean?
There
So
was a big production team,
mm,
over
I see.
12 hours shooting that music video. That was my first music video. I was like, damn, y'all do this for every song?
Oh, word. And that was your first one for real? That's crazy.
Yeah, like big production team.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
got you. Okay. All right, so like yo, let's go back to your influences. You know what I'm saying? You got your influence from where you from. Talk about some of the influence you may have gotten from the US.
The US, wow. I think most of my musical influences come from the US
Mm,
because obviously I do R&B and there aren't that many R&B artists in South Africa that I know of. Like
mm,
right now, I think more of us are coming up, but definitely in my younger days, Janae Aiko
mm.
sold out. That was my album, my daily bread. Janae Aiko, Kelani in her early days as well. Brandy, obviously, my mom listens to Brandy and
Okay.
Monica, and some Jill Scott and Erica Badu were here and there. Some a bit
Yeah.
like all over the place, but definitely I would say Janae Aiko is where it started for me.
Nah, that's dope. How do you feel about the whole state of R&B right now? I'm an old school old head. You know what I'm saying? I like that baby making music. You got some of those too.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, I've been seeing everyone like chilling on the couch. Like, that's how you know it's real R&B. Like I see everyone, all their covers,
Yeah.
throwback covers. So I'm excited. I think everyone's giving into it a bit more, though the world is like so focused on having fun because the world is so crazy right now
Mhm.
that they want to go to the more fun beats like Afro beats and Amapiano. But I think R&B is really for the ones who appreciate like real good music, good lyrics, and vulnerability. So I think it's growing. It's getting better, especially in South Africa. It's definitely growing.
How would you describe your sound? It's kind of like a mixture of all that R&B, the Afro pop, Afro beats, and everything like that. It's like, kind of describe your sound for everybody.
Yeah, it's a mixture of everything. I think
Mhm.
in the beginning, everyone knew me as a neo soul artist. Um, with my songs like I'm Fine and All I Need. This was before the EP even came out. I had another EP called After Hours. And even my song on there named You is also like an R&B neo soul type vibe. And that's also big in the US as well.
Mhm.
So I started off with neo soul and then eventually I was like, I need more. Like I need more. I need to show myself my vocal capabilities a bit more, and I think R&B is where it really came out. So there was a phase where I was like, yes, pro R&B, and I think now I'm like, okay, because I'm African still, I'm trying to keep it like cute and trying to keep it sexy and also evolving.
Mhm.
I think mixing that with the Afro drums, Amapiano influences here and there is really what my
Yeah.
sound has evolved into.
All right. And over here with Gemma Fassie, and you have a record with Yugo season, My Place, the exclusive. We gonna air here. Talk about that. How that come
Mhm.
about?
Well, if he's young, he's hungry, he's
Yeah.
super talented. I met him at my listening session for Island 22. He
Mhm.
pulled up, and um, 2 weeks after that, after it dropped, he sent me like a screen recording of you once on Instagram at that. Like telling me, yo, I did something on your song. And I was like, dude, send me all of it. And it took me
Mhm.
like 2 months or maybe like 3 months to finally get him to like send it to me. Also, that time I was in Europe, so we were just like playing it back and forth. And then when I came back, we were like, yo, let's record this, let's shoot a video, let's drop it because it's so dope.
Mhm. So yeah, so
Hmm.
yo, of course we gotta talk about your family. Like apparently you got a famous aunt. She's like the American equivalent of Whitney Houston or something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like Spotify
Yes.
Africa just did a tribute to your aunt Brenda Fossey. Talk about that.
Hmm. I mean, to come from such a iconic name,
Mm.
I can say that it's as close as almost being a Jackson, and in South Africa, it's almost as close. It's almost as close. They can just say she is an icon. People are still celebrating her music even up until this day. She passed away almost like 20 years ago, and her
Wow.
name still like echoes in every single room you walk in. So Brenda Fassie, she was amazing, an amazing artist, a very vulnerable, honest, raw, authentic artist, and I take so much from her. But furthermore, if you don't know Brenda Fassie, please go check out
Oh
Brenda
yeah.
Fassie's song Weekend Special, Wulindlela, Too Late for Mama. Like you feel that African nostalgic vibes from that music. So yeah.
She a big deal. Like she like the Patti LaBelle, like Africa, like yo, her numbers is up like 58 million. I did my research.
Yeah.
She's a big deal. But you said the last name is like the Jacksons. That's crazy. But like
Hmm.
how important is it to you to like kind of carve out your own niche, or like kind of like embrace like your family name too? Like, how do you kind of walk that line?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, because I used to be very I won't say shy, but just my self-esteem was a bit low. So for me, being in groups when I just started was fine because I could like hide between like a voice or hide in a group of people.
Mm,
But then eventually when I realized like significance of the surname itself and everyone around me was like, dude, it's your birthright. It's not like you stealing someone's song or stealing
mm,
someone's name or just claiming to be this person. Like you are family of this person. So I think as time went by, also being someone that had a low self esteem, it kind of gave me like that such a first moment where I just had to like be right. In the beginning, it was like very weird because people say I look like her, and then it's like, okay, now are you gonna sing like her? And
yeah,
eventually, as time goes by, I'm realizing, you know what, people are gonna assume, and I think listening to my music and just following my journey
mm,
just started. It's very early for me to say, oh, I'm gonna be also be a star or I might not. But I think the main thing is for me to step into my light and to really like take hold of the fact that I'm a legacy baby and I'm happy being a legacy baby because now my story is even stretches further than just me, you know. So
mm,
I'm super happy. Yeah.
yeah. So talk about songwriting. Do you kind of dive into that a lot? Do you write for others, and even talk about like a team of production if you do have one?
Mm-hmm.
What goes down in the studio with Gemma?
Mm, yeah, yeah. Most of the time I probably pull up with a friend, and then my friend is like someone who's gonna hype me up in studio and like help me during the recording process, but not really write for me. So I do write for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I really do want to get some songwriters. I feel like that would also help bring different like perspectives because I think writing just about love all the time is nice, but there's a different way to write about it. So I think working with more songwriters. I haven't written a song for someone else yet, but that would be so cool. Like
Yeah.
someone else to trust me to write that story, you know, and paint a picture with words is beautiful. So yeah, I'm definitely keen to do that as well.
I mentioned the collaboration you did with Yugo season. Talk about some of your past collaborations you've done. With your past projects, and also like what will be like a dream collab that you can have down the line
In America or just
in
everywhere,
general,
anywhere?
everywhere. Yeah.
Some of my past collabs are like mainly South African people.
Mm,
J Jody, super great artist, lyricist, rapper, musician. And then there's also Bravo LaRue, RIP, and I also have a song with Tejo, Shampura Makenzo. Wow, the list is so big, but definitely working with a lot of South African artists is something that has been fun. And America,
mm,
wow, the list is crazy. Like I would love to work with Destin Conrad. Oh my goodness, love Destin. I
yeah.
think he's the most versatile artist, and if anything, I feel like I would just like be like a sponge in a studio session with him and just absorb
Mm.
everything. Definitely Destin Conrad.
Okay, absolutely. Talk about some of like the biggest obstacles you had to face coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yo, there's some. As a woman in the industry, like I'm
Mm.
realizing we all do this for you. So definitely being a woman in a room where I feel like you have to almost prove yourself a bit more than a normal male would. And also sometimes would be accessibility to resources to a point where like in the beginning I didn't have like a proper mic or know people that had big studios. There was a time where I recorded in a cupboard with a lapel mic, and that song, I don't know where that song is, somewhere, but I think mainly just resources and knowing who to connect with, how to grow like the business and my brand. I think that's been one of the most interesting things because it's more than just the music, you know.
Yeah.
It's a whole 360 deal, yeah.
Yeah, so like, another obstacle, like, hey, my fellas out there, Gemma's bad. Y'all gonna see the video, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's gorgeous woman. Like, how do you like, are you able to date? You know what I'm saying? While you doing it? Or, like, what's the love like looking like for the
You,
fellas out there? You know what I'm saying?
you just went right in it.
That's what we do here, you know? Well, no, what I'm saying though, like, is it tough to like juggle a relationship while pursuing your career? How do you handle that?
It definitely is tough. It's been tough, especially. nowadays, knowing that everyone has so much access to you,
Mm-hmm.
um, I I am not in the
Okay.
very much single, focusing on my music, focusing on the plan.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely. I mean, soon. I'm
All
getting
right.
older. I mean, I'll definitely love to
Yeah. My bad put you on the spot
introduce.
like that. That's like, yo, expression change for that. You know what I'm saying? We got to ask those hard hitting questions here now. But I'll leave it.
I
I'll leave
love
it at
that.
that.
I love that.
I'll leave it at that though. I ain't gonna do too much digging. You know what I'm saying? So back to the music. So like, yo, what for like new listeners and new potential fans? Like, what would be that one record you would point to? You know what I mean? To have them go check out and kind of encapsulate who you are.
Mm, what you want? Or September?
Okay, that's how.
Yeah,
That's my introduction to it. All right, can't go.
that's not too.
All right, you know what? It just hit me right now. What's your wackest song?
My what song?
No, ma. Now say what's like your wackest song? Like everybody got like songs coming up, and they like put out a song that they like would
Oh,
cringe
my
to listen to.
wackest.
Yeah,
Wow.
like coming up, like when you first
Probably,
started.
probably my song Phases.
All
Like
right,
it's
yeah,
out right now. Yeah, it's out. And I lost access to the DistroKid account, so I don't know how I'll get hold of it to take it
yeah.
down. But it's okay as long as people can see the evolution. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's part of my bigger question. How how you evolve from when you get your start. You know what I mean? Because like, when you put out your first music, when you getting started, you go back and listen to it, you cringe. So that's why I was asking that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
no.
mean, but I definitely hear the potential in it. My first song was called
Mhm,
Best Life, and I wrote that when I was in Europe, laying on the beach.
mhm,
And I think that's when the dream started of me
mhm.
just like doing music.
What
Yeah,
was
Best
that?
Life.
What was that record or that point in time where you realized you popping and you know what I mean, you in the right path. You onto something.
Mm, like What You Want was probably
Oh,
it's
okay.
probably my favorite song and everyone else's favorite song, and one of the only songs, or like one of the few songs people really really know like word by word. So
Mhm.
definitely What You Want.
Yeah. Nah,
Hmm.
yeah, that song's fire. It's my favorite song. So,
Thank
outside of music, you got anything going on? Like any kind of like aspirations to act or try a different
you.
lane? You know what I mean? You gotta have a whole bunch of verticals. Like anything else you pursuing?
I mean, before music, I used to do teaching,
Mhm,
foundation phase, which was really like my first passion, my first love.
mhm,
So I think finding a way to incorporate my first love and my
mhm,
passion together, maybe like teaching people how to sing or educating women how to like engineer themselves for themselves and eventually learning how to produce. Outside of music, I definitely think like fashion and beauty, something that I want to get into.
mhm. Hey, I mean, you mentioned fashion. Do you have any merch people could actually buy? Any plans to do that?
That's in the pipeline. Like we're working on that right now. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah. So we over here with Gemma Fassie. Give everybody an info how they can stay in touch, and go back and check out your past work, like, everything that revolves around Gemma, give them all your info.
So on each and every streaming platform and social media platform, my name is Gemma Fassie. That's GEMMA FASSIE. That's the name. Please don't forget it. That's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. So, like, what do you see yourself getting into like this coming year, 2026, 2027? What's it looking like for you?
Definitely new music.
Mhm.
I do have a single coming soon in the next couple weeks. A
Yeah.
single and a music video. And then dropping an EP and maybe some singles following or leading up to that EP, and then also some features coming out. Much maybe some perfume brand coming out. Like
Mhm.
there's so many great things coming up, and I think that will open up so many doors for me.
Yeah, yo, we gotta get you over here in America soon, you know what I'm saying? Make it
Please
happen.
get me
Word.
to a really girl.
Yeah. Hey, but anything else you want to say to people out here? I got your records queued up. That's what I was just doing when I asked you
Mhm.
that long question. You know what I'm saying? By pulling it up. Let everybody know, you know what I'm saying, what to expect from this EP that I got queued up again. And just anything else you want to say to the people.
I just want to say thank you to America for tuning into my music. Like you guys are really part of the reason why I feel like I gotta get over there and why my dreams are worth chasing. So in this EP out in 22, please like from top to the end to the bottom, I think you will experience a whole different universe of musical beauty and lyrics, really, really vulnerable lyrics, I think the music will just take you away. And maybe just take a moment to think about your own life and reflect, and also love. Like